Welcome to Lesson 7. In today's lesson, we'll be talking about divs or boxes in CSS, a very important topic. We'll be talking about padding, margin, and everything. We'll try to make our links better. We will make spacing between them. And of course, we'll continue talking on JavaScript. We finished our previous lesson with arrays, and in today's lesson we'll try to understand the difference when to declare arrays as let and when to declare them as const. Okay, let's begin. Windows R, command prompt, G, let's change the drive, dir to see what I have in my folder. My future website, is in the folder IT Simpleton. So let's cd into this folder. If you haven't seen my previous lessons, I suggest you watch them. IT Simpleton. Okay, now dir, what I have here. And let's start, let's open learn css.html, this HTML file with our Sublime text editor. To do this, we type Sublime text and now learn CSS HTML. It has been opened. Or in what HTML page did we work at our previous lesson? I think it was about HTML. Yes, let's continue working in this one. But anyway, we'll change this in each page. Okay, so let's begin with A. Margin or padding. Let's just first see what we've got here about HTML. Let's open this HTML page in the browser, and this is what we have here. See, our links were underlined, which is not very beautiful, and now this line under the words has disappeared. But they kind of group together, they cluster together, and it's hard to understand, what to click. Actually, it's hard to understand if it's 5 pages here, 5 links. So we need to put spaces between these links. How do we do this? Let's practice. So let's here in the home. And here, let's work with this one. So style, and here in inside quotation marks, let's say border, and now solid and green. For example, the color of this border will be green, and 1 pixel. The width of this line. Control S, and see, it shows the border. All elements inside an HTML file go inside their borders. If we want to see the borders of all the elements, I will show it later. We will type a star or asterisk, and then we'll see all the borders, the borders of all the elements on our HTML page. So margin and padding. Margin is the distance space outside the box. So here outside the box. So let's check. Let's type margin, and here right. If we do this, we show that there will be space outside on the right of this home. link. So now let's specify 20 pixels, for example. Maybe 10 will not be enough. We need to put semicolons. It's very important. Never forget to put semicolons. And see, now the spacing, now the space between home and commands is bigger. Let's check. Let's enlarge it to 30 or to 40 even pixels. See? And now padding as well. Padding right and 10 pixels. See, now the distance, or let's make it even bigger, 20 pixels. Yeah, so we did this inside just one element, but let's try to apply this to all the A graphs, to all the A elements on our HTML page. For this, let's delete everything here, and we can do it here in style, but this time, let's not do it here. Let's do this in our CSS file, styles.css, which is inside another folder, CSS. This is the path to this file. I explained everything in our previous lessons, so if you haven't seen them, I strongly recommend that you watch them because it's very important. Okay, so now let's go to our CSS file here, cd. Let's open it in with our Sublime text. We are inside IT Simpleton folder, and our styles.css is inside our child folder CSS. So here it's CSS, the name of the folder, and then styles CSS. Now here let's add margin right, and let it be 20 pixels. And border, let's show the borders. Oh, actually, I think you understood. There is no need to show the borders one more time. And padding, also right. Let it be 10 pixels or 20 pixels as well. Control S. And now our website looks, our page looks slightly better. And now let's add this to all the HTML pages, because let's do this here. It's learn CSS. So we need to attach this. I think you can do this on your own. Please try to do this because not to waste our precious time. And now let's talk about, and similarly you can practice margin left, margin right. It's quite interesting. So now let's talk about boxes. Like I said, all elements go inside their boxes. We can do it here. Star, and border, solid, blue, for example, 1 pixel. And now if I refresh this page, see, The borders of all our elements are shown. So think of these elements as boxes because they are all inside boxes. So div, let's delete this. So div, a very important topic. Let's put all these links. No, let's create two div, and let's assign this div an ID. ID and the name of this ID move. For example, move because we'll apply JavaScript, and all this box will be moving around the screen. You'll see it. It's quite interesting. So this is an opening tag. We need to close it. And inside this div, this block, let's create two paragraphs. This line 1 and let it be line 2. Let's see what we've got here. And we gave this block ID move. Now let's work in styles.css. To get access to this block, we type hash and the name of the ID move. And let's check border. Border solid 1 green and 1 pixel. Let's see what we have here. As you can see, this is the border of our div element, our box. But maybe it's too big and I want to make it slightly narrower, smaller. For this, it's width. And let our width be at 300 pixels. See? And height. Maybe let's enlarge the height. No, maybe 300 is too big, is too much. Yeah, 100 pixels I think will be enough. And height will be 100 pixels as well, so it will be a square. And maybe background. Background, let it be yellow. The background color will be yellow. Line 1, line 2. And we have learned what divs are. Yeah, and let's type something more here. Let's make these lines slightly longer. Line 1. This line is the first, for example. I don't know. And refresh. See, it cannot go outside. It cannot go beyond the borders. So it always stays inside its borders, this div element. And now, just to show you, just to demonstrate what JavaScript can do, I will find one code. It was here, yes. Just let's copy it. But what goes. JavaScript always goes between script and the script element. So to work with JavaScript, we need to work inside the script element. And about HTML, delete this for now, we don't need it. Let's put it here. See, this is the ID of our element. We styled this element, div element, with CSS, and now we can make it move with JavaScript. And now you can clearly see how all the three work together, how they cooperate, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's like I said in the previous videos, they constitute the core of everything. Cool, right? Okay, now let's delete this script for now. And let's get back to arrays. Control S. Let's get back to arrays. So when const and when let. In our previous lesson, or at the end of our previous lesson, I declared our array is let, and actually it's not a very good practice. We need to do this only if we want to change our array later, but it doesn't usually happen. Therefore, of course, a better practice is to const and the name of our array, for example, hobbies. Yeah, about my hobbies. And here it's like, for example, in square brackets. Yeah, arrays go inside square brackets. Football, string is a string. It's important to remember that strings go inside quotation marks. Double or single, it doesn't matter. And hockey, for example, and music, and what else, and films, I don't know, something like this. And here it's a better practice to put a semicolon. If you don't do this, still it will not be a mistake. Your program will work, but it's better not to forget to put semicolons at the end of every line. Yes, but let's now assign, let's do this. Hobbies, and the first element or item of this array, hobbies, has an index 0. Okay, no space, it doesn't matter, but. And now let's change football to baseball, right? To baseball. And now let's console log and hobbies. Never forget to put semicolons. And inspect and console. What do we have here? Array of, yeah, baseball, but initially it was football. How did it happen? As you saw in previous lessons, we couldn't change constant variables, but what happens here? Actually, the array remains the same, yeah, its place in the system, you know, right? It's assigned place, but we change inside, we work inside of this array. To demonstrate, if I do this, yeah, we work inside this array. We don't reassign this, but if we try to reassign, if I do it like this, it's soccer, for example, yeah, is how they call this football in the USA, and just a number 1. And of course, now the program will throw an error because right now I'm trying to reassign it entirely. I do not make changes inside this array. Understand? See? And one more time. For better practice, so as not to later, if you don't want to reassign your array later, it's better to declare them as constant. And if you want to reassign them later, it's better to declare them as let variables. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.